Got me. Everybody else. There we go. Good job.
Good afternoon, everyone. I never knew how deadly this disease was until one day in school our teacher gave us a lesson in malaria. He showed us graphic images of young children dying just because their parents didn't have any proper resources to cure or prevent the disease. Malaria is a curable and preventable disease, but according to the World Health Organization, a child dies every single minute in Africa from malaria. Today we're going to talk about definition of malaria, its transmission, and how to treat it and how to control it as well. Credibility sources that I've used today are online researches from World Health Organization, medicalecology.org, mayoclinic.org, and malaria.com. What is malaria? Malaria is a disease caused by parasites transmitted to people. What is malaria? Malaria is a disease caused by parasites transmitted to people through infected mosquito bites. The parasites that cause malaria are called Plasmodium parasites. There are 4 different types of parasites, but the most deadly one is Plasmodium falciparum. The parasites spread to people through bites caused by the Anopheles mosquitoes. There are a few factors that help in the transmission of malaria. Transmission is higher in areas with water bodies. That is, the parasites and the mosquitoes need water to complete their life cycle and also to breed. Different species prefer different water sources. That is, some prefer swampy areas, lakes, rivers, pools of water, mud pools, depending on what the different species prefer to breed and complete their life cycle. Temperature and humidity are also other factors that help to transmit malaria, because the species and the mosquitoes usually breed well in areas around 21 to 31 degrees Celsius with at least a humidity of 60%. People living in high transmission areas develop immunity, even though they're not fully protected. This is why we have children having higher rates of malaria, because they have low or no immunity at all. We will move on to the effects of malaria. On the society, the economy is affected. There is low productivity because the people are sick, they cannot go to work. And then another effect is that there is strain on the health services, especially on areas where the health services are not fully developed. And in the areas where the health services are fully developed, there's still a strain because they cannot cope with the huge amount of sick people they have to deal with on a daily basis. And then literacy rates are also affected because all the children are either dying or very sick. They cannot go to school to get a proper education. So illiteracy levels are very high in areas where kids have malaria. The other effects of malaria are that people get respiratory distress. This leads to pneumonia, severe anemia, and pulmonary edema. Women who are pregnant usually get stillbirth. There is high infant mortality rate and low birth weight, and also cases of miscarriages. Worst case scenario, if the disease goes untreated, then the individual dies. Other symptoms are headache, fatigue, muscle pain, nausea, weakness, vomiting, and diarrhea. The deadliness of malaria, we've understood it now. We can move on to the treatment and how to prevent the disease. Malaria can be treated by a combination therapy of anti-malaria medication, which includes artemisinin. Other medications include mefloquine, lumefantrine, or sulfadoxine. Preventative measures that individuals can take are applying anti-repellent sprays or ointments directly to their body so that the mosquitoes cannot bite them, spraying their homes with insecticides so that they can kill the parasites and the mosquitoes. Also draining of areas where there is puddles of water, where there are small swamps, getting rid of bushes where the mosquitoes and the species can breed. And for people who are traveling to countries with high prone malaria, they should take anti-malarial drugs not to get the disease. So far, there are no approved vaccines yet for malaria, but there's a clinical trial going on right now in 7 countries in Africa, and the results are expected late this year. We've seen what malaria is. We've seen how deadly it can be to the society. Now it's up to us as individuals to see how we can contribute. We can start awareness program, to educate the people, how simple measures to prevent the disease, using mosquito nets, cutting the trees, cutting the bushes, draining the areas. Some people don't know that if they do this, then it helps in eradicating the disease. And also whatever financial contribution we can give to areas where the economy is very low to help treat and prevent the disease. I'd like to thank everyone for their effort of making it today. Thank you.